All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Up and Moving. My name is Jenna, and I will be leading your workout today. Up and Moving was started by our Michigan Tech Kinesiology and Integrative Physiology graduate students, and we're just here to offer free virtual workouts right now, 6 days a week. So thank you for joining us. A couple announcements before we get started. First, just welcome to our new guests. Thank you for being here. Today for your workout, you don't really need any equipment. It can all be done with your body weight. If you would like a little extra challenge, as you can see, I have some cans over there. Those are gonna be my weights today. If you have any sort of little weights, dumbbells work, backpack, any household items, maybe if you're a student, you have some textbooks you wanna use, go ahead and grab those. Otherwise, at the end, we're gonna do a little bit of core work on the ground. So if you have a yoga mat, or just a softer spot on the ground, you might want that. Other than that, we will get started. Okay, so we're just gonna start with a little warm up, get the upper body, lower body moving. So I'm just marching here in place, get my arms moving, legs moving. Get that heart rate up this morning. And as you're feeling a little bit warmer, maybe drive those knees a little bit higher. If you'd rather just jog instead, anything to get your body moving a little bit more. Good. Shake it out. Next, we're just gonna cross these arms, step side to side, keep those legs moving a little bit, nothing too intense yet. If you wanna get a little hop in there instead, if you need to get moving a little bit more, now's a good time. Good. And then we're just gonna do one arm at a time. 3 nice and big, nice and slow arm circles forward. Make sure you get each arm. After you've done 3, going forward with each arm. 3 nice and big, going backwards. Really wake up those shoulders. Good. Shake it out if you need to. If you need to do a couple extra, you can do that. All right, and from there, we're gonna do some hamstring scoops. I'll show you from this side. We're here standing upright, reach this one foot out, heel on the ground, and then we're gonna scoop as low as we can. You should feel a nice pull behind your legs. So from the front, foot out in front of me, heel down, and I'm scooping. Just do a couple alternating each leg. You can have a little bend in your knee when you get down there, as long as you're feeling the stretch in your hamstring. So back behind your leg up here. Good, maybe one more on each side. And we're getting to the end of our warm up here. Good, last one. Arms are right here, up at our sides. You're gonna go up, and then as you come back down, really try to pinch those elbows in towards our side, pinching our shoulder blades together. It looks like this from behind. We're up, and we're pinching back here, really bring those elbows in. So do a few of those. Arms all the way up, and on the way down, really pinch those shoulder blades together. Make sure we wake up those back muscles. All right. Shake out anything you need to. Make sure you have your water nearby, and then we'll get into our first set of exercises. Okay, so the first set of exercises we're gonna do, you might want a little bit of weight. Again, you don't need it for any of these, but it is an upper body exercise. I will show you and then show you a little variation and we'll go ahead. So again, you're gonna start with your arms up like this. As you can see, my shoulder to my elbow is parallel with the ground. So they're not hanging down here, they're not way up here, nice and parallel with the ground. So I start here and I'm gonna fold my arms forward until they're by my side, drop them down, back up, and lift. And as you can see, this whole time that I'm rotating, I'm keeping that elbow up even with my shoulder. So from the side, I'm here, down, and then once I get back up by my shoulder, rotating. Again, make sure you do this nice and slow and controlled. Don't let your arms just fall. Same thing on the way up. If you're looking for a little bit of a challenge when you get here, you can add a shoulder press and then come back down and do it again. So let's shoot for 8 of those. Again, you do not need to do the shoulder press at the top. If you're looking for a little bit more, go ahead and do that. Really focus on and make sure you just take a little peek over at your elbow. Make sure it's staying in line. And again, we're shooting for 8 of these. Nice and controlled. Make sure when you come down, elbow stops even with our shoulder, and back. If you grabbed a weight and you're realizing you can't do this with a weight, just set your weights down. You will still feel this one. Nice and controlled. Good. And once you've done your 8, feel free to just stay in your area, walk a little bit, jog a little bit, skip a little bit around the room, whatever kind of room you have. Just like to stay moving in between while we wait for everyone else to catch up. I just need to fix something here so I can see more of you on Zoom. Awesome. All right, looks like we are finishing up there. No rush, we'll wait a few more seconds. Shake out those arms, grab some water, walk around if you're finished early. All right, our next exercise is gonna be a lower body exercise. So for this one, if you have a textbook or two, a backpack, something that you can hold in front of you that might be easier, but if you wanna use some small weights like dumbbells, you can do that. So I'll show you without a weight. You are certainly welcome to add a weight. So we're just gonna do a regular old squat, but we're gonna go down and we're gonna count to 5. So nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then explode back up. So from the side, you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back up. So make sure when you're doing this, you try to keep your chest up, nice and tall, and then you're back up. If you can't go down 5 seconds, if you can't get all the way down, you can go even slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is as far as you can go, then you're just back up. Okay? So for this one again, if you want to grab a weight, maybe a backpack or a textbook, it'll be easier to hold it in front of you. Otherwise, you can do it unweighted. And for this one, we're shooting for 6 to 8. So whenever you're ready, you can count to yourself, you can count in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and explode back up. So choose however you want to do this and go ahead, 6 to 8. Good. Looks like some of you grabbed some weight. Some of you are getting nice and low. And on the way up, again, we're exploding up. You don't need to count to 5. Just explode back up. Really use those quads and push your body up. Again, our goal is 6 to 8. If you can't get 6, that's okay. If you want to do more than 8, that's okay too. That's just our target. If you get 8 this time and you only get 6 on the next set, that's okay too. When you're done, we stay moving in between here. Walk it out, shake your legs out. Good, and that was our second exercise, so we're gonna go back to the first one. So if you had weights or if you didn't have weights, you know what's coming next. Going back to that arm exercise. All right. We look like we're ready to get back into it. So again, if you forgot what this one is, starting here, rotating down nice and slow, drop our arms down, drop our elbows come back up, rotate back up, and here's the part where if you want to add something, we add the shoulder press, and back down. All right, so shooting for 8 of those again, weighted or unweighted, and let's go. If you used weights last time and it was too difficult, you just set them down this time, that's okay. If you didn't use weights and you want to grab something, now's a good time to do that. Good job. As you get tired, make sure you still try to do these nice and controlled. Keep those arms moving at the same pace. Make sure your elbows are stopping here and staying in line with your shoulder as you rotate. Good job, keep it up. Once you've done your 8, again, grab water, keep moving a little bit. We'll be ready in a little bit. All right, and looks like we're finishing up here, which means we are back to those squats with a little bit of a tempo. So find your space, grab your weights if you want them. And again, we are counting down 5 seconds and exploding back up as quick as we can. So we're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back up. Make sure on your way down, you try to go at a nice, even pace. You aren't going slow and then dropping at the 5th second. Really challenge yourself. Down 5 seconds and up. All right, so our goal for this one again was 6 to 8 reps. If you got 8 last time and you can go more or you need to do a few less, that's all right. That's just our goal, 6 to 8. So whenever you're ready, grab your weight, don't grab your weight, counting to 5 down, and we're exploding up. Nice job, everyone. Good, really push through those heels. And explode up. Make sure you're sitting that butt back, keeping that chest up, facing forward, not leaning, not rounding our back. Keep it nice and tall if you can. And explode up. Nice work. All right. Feel free to finish those up. That is the end of that first set of exercises. So we have 2 new ones coming next. I'll give you a few extra seconds here for some water before we get into the different exercises. And if you joined us a little bit late, at the end, we're gonna do some core work so you can see the corner, but I have a yoga mat here, just a little bit of extra nice padded area on the ground for the end. If you wanna go grab that right now. All right, so we will get into our second set of exercises here. Again, we have an upper and a lower body. So for this one, I'm gonna grab my weight. I'm gonna use a chair just to kind of give myself a target, make sure I'm staying at the nice same spot the whole time. So for this one, we have our weight in our hand. Again, you don't need a weight. So we have it up by our shoulder, keeping my elbow next to my side, and I'm kicking it straight back. So as you can see, my elbow will stay next to my side the whole time until I kick it back. So sit your butt back a little bit. You can have a little bend in your knee. I have my back leaning over a little bit. Just gives me a little more resistance when I have to kick this can back, and it's nice and parallel with the ground. If you don't have a chair or don't want to use a chair, same thing. Hinge those hips. Try to keep that back in one spot and kick it back. So from the front, I'm here, keeping it nice and close to my body the whole time and straight back. So we're not kicking it out to the side. Keep that weight or that hand nice and close to your body. So for this one, we're gonna do each arm. So do 8 for each arm if you can. And really, you should feel it in the back of your upper arm and your triceps here. So if you can only go this far and you're feeling it, that's okay. If you need a little bit more, reach way back here, get your arm up. And once you've done 8, feel free to go to your other arm right away. And again, this one, I have a little weight. You don't need a weight to do this one. So if you don't have one, you can still do the exercise. Make sure you're keeping that weight or that hand nice and close to your body the whole way. Take a little peek if you need to. Good job. All right. we look ready to move on. So we'll get into our lower body exercise. I'm going to show you unweighted. Again, with this lower body exercise, it might be easier to have a textbook or a backpack, some sort of weight to hold in front of you. So if you have that, now's a good time to get it. Otherwise, if you want weight, you are more than welcome to use hand weights. So this one, I'll show you from the front first. We're going to do a sort of a single leg squat. Don't worry, I won't have you tipping over or anything. So you're going to reach the one leg out, toe up, and you're going to squat down until that heel touches the ground and back up. So from the side, I'm here, foot out in front of me. However far you put your foot out in front of you, you're going to have to get a little bit lower. So if you're a little worried, keep it nice and close. And as you squat down, heel touches, back up. Try to keep your upper body nice and upright, just using this leg. If you need a wall or a chair nearby to give you a little bit of a stability, please do that. So we're here, just there to guide you. You will still feel it in your leg. So you drop down, touch that heel, and back up. Again, if you reach your leg out way out here, you're gonna really have to get down, touch that heel, and get up. Let's shoot for 6 to 8 on each leg. So go ahead, if you want to grab a weight, you can do that. If you're okay, just making it easier or harder by moving that foot, let's do that. Again, 6 to 8 on each leg. If you want something to hold on to, please, please, please do that. Please be safe. Nice and slow on the way down and on the way up. Again, if it gets too difficult, just reach your foot out here. This little bit, if you can feel that, that's okay. Six to 8 on each leg. Once you're done with your first leg, you can move on. Make sure as you're doing this and you get tired, keep those shoulders and those hips in line. Don't be leaning. And if you try to do it without anything to hold on to, you can do that. Just make sure something's nearby in case you need to grab it. Nice work. Okay, as we finish up here, we're gonna go back to that arm exercise. So if you wanna grab weights again, remember, we're here and we're kicking back, feeling it in our tricep. So if you did it weighted, you might want your weights again. If you did it without weight and you still felt it, great. All right, so grab your weight if you want it. And again, shooting for 8 of these on each arm. So go ahead at your own pace. When you're done with the first arm, feel free to get on to the second arm. Nice and slow and controlled on the way back and on the way up. Again, our goal is 8. If you got 8 last time and you can't get 8 this time, that is okay. Just there to give us a little target. Awesome job. Okay, let's get back into that single leg squat or our variation of it. So again, we're here. Reach that leg out as far or as close as you want. Pull that toe up towards you. And then we're squatting down, touch the heel, and back up. All right, 6 to 8 on each leg. Let's see it. If you find that the leg that's planted on the ground, if your knee isn't super stable, maybe grab the wall, grab a chair, grab a countertop. Don't want it wobbling all over and risking getting injured. And once you've done the first leg, you can move on to the second leg. Good work. Last time doing this one, so make it count. And as you finish this one up, that is the end of our upper and lower body exercises. So you can move your weights, put them away, grab some water, get your yoga mat or your area on the floor ready. So if you need to move some stuff out of the way, feel free to do that. We'll get started in about a minute. All right, so go ahead, find your spot on the ground, get nice and comfortable. All right, looks like a few of us are still moving, so I will wait, no rush. Take your time. Okay, so I have 2 different core exercises for you today. Just like the other exercises, we're gonna go through them twice. As with any workout, if you didn't feel challenged enough today and you wanna go through it a third time, go ahead and do that. We applaud you. But we'll get into our core exercises now. So first one, we're gonna do Russian twists. If you don't know what that is, we're sitting on our butt, kind of leaning back on our tailbone, feet up off the ground, ankles crossed just to kind of help you. You don't need a weight, but if you have one, you can grab one. And we're reaching to our side and to the other side. So from the side view, same thing. I'm sitting, feet up off the ground, and I'm twisting side to side. Okay, if you want a little weight, you can grab one. You don't need one for this. Let's shoot for 20 on each side. If you can't get that, that's okay. Maybe after we do these a few times, you'll get there. So again, shooting for 20 on each side. That's way too many. Don't force yourself to do it. If you need to push your feet down for a few seconds or for the whole time, that's totally fine. You'll still feel it. But try to keep those feet up if you're looking for a challenge today. Again, if you're halfway through and you need to put your feet down, I know I worked your legs hard today, so do that. When you're ready, lift them back up. Good job. Another thing you can do with this one, if you go a little bit slower sometimes, That can make it a little bit more difficult. You have to stay there longer. Good work. And our next exercise, no rush, but our next exercise, you'll be laying on your back. So if you're done, you can go ahead and lay down for a minute. We'll give everyone a few more seconds and we'll get into this one. All right, looks like our Zoom crew is pretty much ready. So for this one, I'm on my back. You can kind of sit on your hands if you want, otherwise just nice and flat by your side. And we have our legs up at a nice 90-degree angle here. And as we push them out, we get nice and close to the floor, but don't touch it, and back in. So as we stretch them out, they get nice and close to the floor and back in. For this one, our goal is 15 to 20. You can start whenever you'd like. Again, 15 to 20 is quite a goal. So if you need to stop for a little bit, put your feet on the ground. Do 5, do 3 sets of 5, get that 15, whatever you need to do. You can get more than 20, go right ahead, you'll be feeling it. Try to keep those legs and those feet moving at the same pace. Awesome job. Yes, way to straighten out those legs, keep those feet together. Okay, when you're done, you can sit back up. We have another set of Russian twists to do. We'll give you a few seconds. All right, looks like we are ready on Zoom here. So again, if you want, lift your feet up and we're going side to side. Try to keep these legs staying here. You don't want them swinging with you. Try to keep them centered. If you need to set your feet down, that is more than okay. And we're shooting for 20 each side. That is a big goal, I know. So if you can't get 20, shoot for 10, do 2 sets of 10, whatever you're able to do today. And go ahead when you're ready. I don't know about you, but the leg exercise they made us do today, I'm almost feeling it more in my legs than my core during that one. All right, looks like some of you know what's next, already on our backs. So if you aren't already on your back, you can get there. Again, for this one, I find it easier to have my hands under my butt, just making sure that I can keep my back on the ground the whole time. Don't want it coming off the ground at all. So hands under our butt, feet up at a 90-degree angle. And we're going nice and slow until they're even with the ground, but not touching, and back up. So go ahead, shooting for 15 to 20. If you need to break that up, you can go ahead and do that. Nice work, everyone. Almost done. Good work. As you're finishing up our cool down, we'll start with stuff on the ground so you can stay right where you're at if you want. Okay, couple more seconds as we get situated here, but I'll get started on a couple announcements. First, thank you for coming today. We love seeing the new faces, especially on a Saturday morning. I love the Saturday morning crew. If you live with someone, encourage them to hop on with you, or if you have a friend that's far away, maybe it'd be nice to see them. If you're hopping on Zoom, you can still work out with them even though you're not in the same room. But we'll get started with our stretches. I'll give you a few more announcements. So first one, stick this one leg out nice and straight, tuck this one in, just a little reach here, reaching for our toes. If you can only get halfway down your shin, awesome. As long as you're feeling a little stretch behind the leg, you can grab your foot, go ahead. We'll hold this here for a few seconds. Let that heart rate come back down. Give those muscles a little stretch here before we get on with the weekend. And we can switch legs. So again, this leg, try to keep it flat on the ground. If it has to lift up, you're reaching too far. If you're joining us from the UP tomorrow at noon Eastern time, we have a little up and moving segment on ABC 10. So again, at noon Eastern time, ABC 10, we do offer a little full community free virtual workout there. So if you want to join us from your TV, you can do that even on a Sunday. Next one, we're getting into a butterfly stretch. So feet together, pull them in as close as is comfortable. You don't need to pull them all the way in. And just a nice little stretch. You don't need to push your legs down. Maybe lift them and lower them. Try to go a little bit lower each time. Nice and slow. The Health and Wellness Committee of our student government is offering a free virtual movie, I guess, on Friday, the 26th at 5 to 6:30. The movie's about an hour and a half long. Again, it's free. It is talking about suicide prevention and awareness, especially in our healthcare workers, something that is very prevalent this year, this past year, I guess. So if that's something you're interested in, again, it's 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Friday, the 26th. So you can find that online. So next one, you can intertwine your fingers nice in front of you, and then you're gonna turn them and reach those arms out. So from the side, really reaching, a little pull in those shoulders, a little pull in those triceps, and then just sit and hold this for a few seconds. If you need to relax for a minute and then get back into it, you can do that. Good, and then I know I made you work hard with some of those arms today. So hand up, reaching between our shoulder blades behind our back. Other arm comes over, grabs the elbow, gives it just a little tug. You should feel nice stretch in your triceps. And the final big announcement for me today is that, as you may or may not know, Up and Moving has been offering these free workouts for quite a few months now. And we love it. We love having these virtual workouts. We offer a variety of workouts. If you haven't joined us on different days, we have HIIT workouts, we have yoga, we have just different strength and circuit training. But there is a cost to it. So we did start a crowdfunding thing. It is on our Up and Moving website, so upandmoving.org. If you're looking to make a donation, we would appreciate that. If you make the minimum donation on there, you can receive a t-shirt, this t-shirt right here, in fact. So if you've been with us for a while and you've appreciated all of the hard work our group has been doing, we would love to see your name on that donation list. Again, if you didn't see me, we are switching this stretch here, giving our shoulder a little tug, arm across the body. So again, those donations would just help us keep our crew funded, keep us allowing us to offer these virtual workouts. We've had a great turnout, and we want to continue that into the future. We like that you don't need to go into the gym right now. Not everyone feels comfortable doing that. So if we can do it from home, again, do it with a roommate, do it with someone that's far away. We're joining from Zoom here, so we can offer you that. All right, that is the end of our cool down. Thank you again for joining this morning. I know Saturdays can be tough, but it's nice out this weekend, so make sure you get outside and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're going to end the recording now, so if you have any questions, feel free to stay on. They will not be part of the recording. Thank you. Thanks, Alyssa.